I don't know.
Trevor Steele, Through the Noise, Business, Life, and Lies. It's a podcast. This one's going to be interesting because I have my beautiful wife, Ashby Lee, with us today.
Oh, that's me.
Just a wave.
Just a wave. That's all you get. Hi.
And this is going to be a lot of fun. My good friend, Fred Hodge, we spent some time, way too much time on a block of ice in a state on the other side of the country that I probably will never visit again. Sorry, Dan. But we got to know each other pretty well, and he's a great guy. He's the owner of him and his wife, Christina are the owner. I messed that up. Sorry, guys. Christine are the owners of Clearview Washing, and she is the process CEO, and that is a home service group coaching community. I'm sure we're going to learn a lot about, but I botched the name. That's okay. Fred and Christine, welcome to Through the Noise.
What's up, guys?
Hi, guys. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, happy to be here.
I think I know what happened. It was all the ice. I was thinking about all that miserable time we spent on the ice in Minnesota. It just had me frozen for a minute.
It was like a trauma response. Yeah.
Because I probably said your name, Christine, like 30 times in the last week.
Yeah.
So it's
listen, that's fine. The ice would get.
And I have an aunt from New Jersey named Christina. So that kind of messed me up because we were just talking about where you guys are from. So, all right, real quick, let's go over your bio. Tell everybody who you are, what you're about. Start from the beginning, and we'll go from there.
Ladies first.
Oh, all right. I'm Christine Hodge. I'm Freddie's wife, and I'm the CEO at Clearview Washing. I joined Clearview about 8 years ago. And my background was in pharmaceuticals. I was a paralegal, actually. And then when we had our daughter, I wanted to be a stay-at-home mom. So I left my job to be a stay-at-home mom. And somehow I ended up the CEO at Clearview Washing. So that plan didn't work out very well. But here I am, and I love it. And then I also own the Process CEO, which I just like to coach people on everything I've learned through the home service industry.
Well, I love talking business with you, and that's where one thing led to another. Plus, you remember those like estimate sheets when you had the white copy and then the carbon copies below? I'd have stacks of those, and she's like, for the love of God, you need like a CRM. Like, you need to get it online. I'm like, okay, let's do that. But so I credit her with getting us in the jobber. But my name is Fred Hodge. I am the president and co-founder of Clearview Washing. We started back in 2004. So this is our 21st year in business. It started with me and my dad. He's still part of the business along with my mom. So it's a full-on family affair over here with all the Hodges. And we've grown the business each and every year. We made the Inc. 5000 list last year. We were really proud of that. And we're really making a lot of different changes within the company and really growing it. So really proud of everything.
Yeah, and you spent some significant time as a business coach also with Conquer, right?
Yeah, I was a coach with Conquer for approximately, give or take 3 years.
Yeah. Awesome. And you also hate ice.
Yeah, everyone was making fun of me because I was always bundled up the whole time. They're like, all right, Trevor's from South Carolina, so like that makes sense. But Fred, you're from a northern state. I'm like, it doesn't get cold like this. Like this is like negative 20 is still like a 60-degree difference from back home. So it's
Yeah. I was nice and warm that Valentine's Day.
Me too. I was in my bed watching cheese.
It was the best.
It was great. It was awesome.
So I'm going to paint a picture. There were 3 ice houses or RVs with floors that drop to the ground, whatever they're called. I don't know. I don't ever want to step foot in one again. But there's 3 of them lined up out in the middle of a blizzard where you can't see in basically any direction, right? And it's honestly, it was culture shock for me. I still haven't quite recovered from this. I hope Dan doesn't see this. But
he talks about it all the time. He's like, that was the most miserable experience of my life. Seriously, he's like, it's so cold.
Dan's gonna see this.
He's a big boy.
So anyway, I tell the story because Fred was stationed in the middle ice house. I don't think he stepped foot outside of that ice house the whole week. He did not come outside.
The only time I stepped out was in the morning. The kids would be FaceTiming me. It would be like 7 a.m. there. So it was like, there was like that hour difference, time difference. And I didn't want to wake everyone up in the cabin. So I'd go outside. And then at a certain point, I'd be like, my hand be shaking while I was like doing it. I'm like, guys, I gotta go back inside. Like, I'm gonna like, I'm gonna turn into a popsicle. So,
So how did you guys meet? Tell us the story of the Hodges.
So we met. Freddie was living in a town called Red Bank, which is really nice. We live just outside of there now. And we met at an old bar that's actually no longer there anymore. And he came up to me and he wanted to buy me a drink and he wanted to get me a wine. And I was like, I don't want wine. I want Fireball. I want a shot of Fireball. And he said that's what made him fall in love.
That should have been your red flag. So what year was that? What year was that?
2014.
Yeah.
So 10 years after you started Clearview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wow. So you really did marry the business.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And my brother was even involved at that point too. So like he's gone on and he bought his own business. He's doing his own thing now. But it was like not only my parents and me, it was also my brother. So like it was a real lot of Hodges cooking in the kitchen.
Yeah. And I had to like casually make my way in without ruffling any feathers.
But at the same, she started setting up rules. Like all of a sudden there'd be like a family chat, and we'd be talking something about business. She's like, "Oh no, this is not going to be on a text message late at night while we're trying to go to bed or do this or that." She's like, "We need to have it through email. It needs to be documented." And then she's like, started breaking everything off. And
His
then like
whole family was using one email address for Clearview. So everyone in his family would log into fredhodge@clearviewwashing.com. And I was like, you can all get your own email addresses. Everyone can have their own email addresses. Like we have to create some kind of like space here.
yeah.
But it worked out really well.
And she was a
I
paralegal.
love that because we
go
have
ahead.
sales at cleanimagepressurewashing.com and Ashby uses that predominantly, right? But occasionally people mistake that maybe it's me they're talking to and it doesn't have her name at the signature. And it's one of my absolute pet peeves. I'll see an email come through and they're like, "Hey, thanks, Trevor." And I'm like, "Babe, you need to tell them they're not talking to me."
I'm like, I don't want to do it.
She's like, "I don't care."
I'm like, it'll be fine. They're like, they have to know they're not talking to me. I don't talk like that. I'm like, I don't want to correct them. I've been emailing back and forth so much. I don't want to correct them.
She's like, "Thanks so much. You guys are the best." And like,
Thank you, sweetie.
"That's Trevor." What?
I do not sign your name. It's just people assume
Yeah.
that it's him, and then I don't correct him, and he will always get on there and be like, "This is Ashby, by the way." I'm like, Trevor.
You gotta set those boundaries, right? Christine gets
Yeah,
it.
we are the systems people, Trevor.
That's
we
right.
talked about
That's
this.
right.
You put us all in our own
Big
lane too.
process.
Because like you guys all have to be like, we're not all doing the same job either. Like you do this, I'll do this. Like we're divvying this up, and like we can collaborate on things, but like we cannot all work on the same
Like if
stuff.
we got a call back, everyone in the family started working on it. One person was like calling the landscaper. Freddie was driving to the house. His mom was like calling the customer. And I was like, everyone stop. One person's going to handle this call back. It's just a little bit of leaf burn.
Have y'all watched The Bear yet? The TV show? For some reason, I don't know why. I see a scene of like your family overreacting and freaking out. Did you see the call back? Hey, we gotta get the call back. Did you talk to the guy in the thing?
That's us.
Yelling and cursing.
The Bear was great, but it was a super dysfunctional show.
Well,
So like,
you know, my family's from New Jersey and they are all super dysfunctional. Sorry if you're watching.
It's kind
You know
of
it's true.
it's a part of how it's like a lifestyle.
Yeah. She's Lebanese. I'm Italian. We're passionate.
Yeah, and you're Italian. That
Yeah.
it all
okay, so the very
it
first time
tracks.
I met his family was at like a wedding, and I was like crying. I was like, "Why is everybody yelling at each other?" I was like, "I don't know what's happening." I'm feeling very stressed and overwhelmed. I'm literally like in tears. I'm like, "Why is this happening? Why is everybody screaming?" And he's like, "This is normal."
Like, what are you talking
I
about?
was so stressed.
Yeah, that's our life.
Yeah.
So I'll let Ashby tell our quick story of how we met 82 years ago.
It was so long ago. We met at church in youth group. Actually, like I guess technically before that. The story apparently is that Trevor saw me and he fell in love with me, obviously, when we were 12. That's the story. We're sticking to that. But we started dating when we were 13.
That's not what happened.
But that's the story, and I'm just gonna live with it. But we started dating when we were 13, and then we just
Middle school sweethearts,
Yeah.
high school sweethearts.
continued on dating. We never really broke up, and
We
I
broke
mean-
up kind of as a, I don't know, kind of
I don't even know. It's funny because now I don't even really
spiteful.
remember.
Like it
Yeah.
wasn't a real breakup. It's one of those like month and a half, 2 month breakups where we couldn't stand being apart.
Yeah, I don't even really remember those things. And then we got engaged when I had just turned 18, which is crazy. We got married at 20 and 21.
Wow.
And then we have 3 kids now. I know you're super young. We have 3 kids now. And we had our first when I was 22. She was a surprise baby. She was not part of our 5-year plan. But now it's awesome because we have a 15-year-old, a 12-year-old, and a 10-year-old. And it's amazing because we're going to be like, have kids completely out of the house. We'll still be super young. It'll be awesome.
Yep.
So,
And rich. We're gonna be super rich.
oh, and rich. Really rich. I mean, because, we'll be paying for college and all that stuff then, but absolutely we'll be so rich.
We have a plan. The kids are all gonna marry very wealthy people.
Actually, one of my children really does say that. And she's also going to be wealthy. No, I'm not kidding. My 12-year-old is like, I'm going to marry someone that is wealthy. I will also be independently wealthy, but I'm not going to marry somebody who does not have money. I'm like, I don't hate it, girl. Okay.
Yeah, you do that. That's how kids think when they're the kids of entrepreneurs. Actually, they're like thinking about stuff like that.
Nobody told her that. I'll tell you that. She did not get the memo. So I started pressure washing when I was 16 years old. I had 2 employees by the time I was 18, and I was doing commercial condo cleaning, decent contracts in junior high school and as a junior in high school. And I actually dropped out of high school, and that was the thing to do as a steal. I would have been the first, me or my brother, we graduated about the same time, would have been the first steals to graduate high school from our side. So it's like almost expected, right?
He did graduate though.
But I did go back and graduate.
Actually, my mom homeschooled him. His
Oh,
senior year,
wow.
he graduated.
Yeah.
What a great story.
She made me hot cocoa every day. Just kidding. So I did sign up as a homeschooler, and I went to a local community college like 2 or 3 days out of the week and graduated a little bit early, actually. But I've always been an entrepreneur. Started my pressure washing company, well, my first one, and then my second one, then my third one. We're on my 4th one now. It's going great. And she's been around for all of it. Yeah.
I mean, we were dating when he started it.
Yeah.
And then, even when we were, married and had babies, I was bringing babies to the office and answering phones and scheduling and all of that kind of stuff. So yeah.
that first year when we got married, we moved to Maryland, and I landed a fleet washing contract with my family's construction company. And so it was kind of like the launching pad for us. And she was out there in
I was wearing my, what are they called?
coveralls.
My Carhartt coveralls in the really cold, and I was washing. It was funny though, because he would come out, he'd be washing the trucks or washing the fleets. And then I would come out and we'd kind of chat. And he'd be like, how did you get so wet? Why are you so wet? You should not be soaking wet. And I'm like, how are you not wet? He's like, what are you doing? I'm like, no, I don't know what I'm doing.
But isn't that every new person you ever hire? They come back to the shop just looking like a wreck, and you're like, what? Dude,
what are you doing?
Did you swim in the neighbor's pond?
Yeah.
And you sold some of these businesses, right? And then re-entered the game, and it was like
Most of them were failures. I did semi-successfully sell one of them in 2016, ended in miserable lawsuits and failures. So even that wasn't a good story. But man, the lessons learned over the years, I feel like I'm a believer in Jesus Christ. I believe God's been setting me up for something here.
Yeah.
And I really feels like we're turning the corner on something substantial. So yeah, it's been a wild ride.
Yeah.
A lot of times it should have been a really good, golden goose, and it ended up just blazing flames of fire. But, that's
sounds
kind of
about
been my
right.
story, you know.
Yeah, but I feel like also without some of those failures, obviously we wouldn't have learned the things that we've learned. I feel like a lot of those things were setting us up for what we're doing now. Because through that, we've grown so much, not just in business, but also closer to each other because we've had to constantly rely on each other and rebuild. But yeah, the lessons and the, I mean, it's just the things that we're good at. That's also another thing, like learning the things that we were good at doing and making sure we're only doing those things. And then anything else that we suck at or we failed at, we're just like, okay, we don't want to repeat those mistakes. So let's hire someone else to do it. So that's been, I feel like, one of the biggest things when we started things back up is putting people in place to do the things that we're not so good at.
Yeah.
And learning what those things are and recognizing them.
She's really good at recognizing the things I'm not good at.
Yeah.
I'm still looking for her faults, but
Oh my gosh, we were just talking about things I suck at earlier.
So how about you guys? We talked a little bit about this on the phone call we had the other day about how your strengths kind of
Compliment each other.
Yeah, she's complimenting me now.
Yeah.
So talk about that. Give us a little background on that and how that's worked out and some of the struggle.
I think like when I became involved in the business, it was so organic that it was very apparent, like, okay, Christine's going to come in and systemize. So like, it was like apparent, like I'm the systems person. What has Freddie been doing aside from setting up systems? He's been doing a lot of marketing. He's been working on culture and hiring and sales and all of that. So I can't say we fell into our roles, but it was apparent like what our strengths were and what our weaknesses are. I'm not a marketing girl and I'm not a sales girl. Process wise, I can tell you exactly how to quote a project using our systems. Like I can set you up for success, but I'm not the girl. I can even write your script to like make the follow-up phone calls, but I will never be the girl to make those calls because I'm not a salesperson. So when we fell into those roles, we documented them and really early on said like, he was like, I trust you to set up the systems for this business. And then me, of course, like it's his company. I'm like, well, you go ahead and just focus on sales and marketing. Like, and that's kind of where we ran with it. But because the whole family was involved, there was like an adjustment period of like 1 to 2 years where it was hard for everybody to stay out of everyone's lane and not for anything negative. It's everyone is so passionate about this business being a success. So everyone cares so much. So if something good or bad happens, everyone would get involved. And I would then come in and be like, nope, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. Like, and kind of just like keep reiterating like what all of our responsibilities are. And now it's literally running seamlessly. Everyone, they won't touch something that's mine. I won't touch something that's theirs. And that's really how we started systemizing.
Yeah. And I think just like implementing stuff too. Like I knew the stuff we needed at times. And I'm like, I just need it. Like I wanted response a bit desperately. I wanted to add like a nice job. And then I want to hire a bus and I want a company cam. And I'm like, take a look at this stuff. Like, like some of it's obviously like no problem setting up, but other things like response bid and other things were like a little bit more entailed. And I'm like, I really need your help with this. And like that we really complimented each other with like figuring that out. Even I talked about it earlier with the CRM. Yeah. She was a paralegal at a pharmaceutical company. And I remember giving her a list of like 6 different options. I think I still have the email. And I'm like, these are the 6 CRMs that are best out there back in 2016, I think it was. And I'm like, help me pick which one we should do. And she would go on her lunch break or just into a cubicle and then like do these demos with like the different companies. And she came back, she's like, we're going with Jobber. I'm like, okay, that sounds great.
That was my first task.
I'm like, let's do it.
But it was fun because like, I felt like my family, I come from a family of entrepreneurs, like everybody, like my aunts, my uncles, my parents, everybody in my family. So I knew it was in my blood and I was always innovative. But I also thought that I had to go the corporate route to be successful, which is what I did. But while I was there, I knew that wasn't the right place for me. So it felt very natural to jump on board with Freddie because I can use the innovation that I knew I had. And like, he'd come to me with like, hey, I'd really like to do this at Clearview. And I'll be like, oh my God, I would love to handle that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was great. I loved quitting my corporate job.
That is not how it went down for us.
No, not at
There
all.
was this last time I started the business back up in 2020 during COVID, during the shutdown, literally during the shutdown. And she looked at me and told me flat out,
I'm not doing it.
this isn't happening. You're not doing it. You know, this was failure after failure after failure after finally thinking we made it, and it didn't work out.
But
You know,
it-
it's like,
But it was also just like I was the one at that point when we had been running things before, and we were also doing painting, and that was just it's a whole thing, and that I don't ever want to do that again. But
managing painters
managing
was tough.
painters was awful. But I was the one that was like dealing with the schedule and dealing with guys when they weren't showing up and all that kind of stuff. And I was like, I never want another employee for the rest of my life. Like, I don't want to do that again. And it really, when we started the business back up this last time, it was very organic. I mean, he did come at one point, was like, I think that we need to do this again. And I was like, no. But I mean, things were kind of rolling in a very organic way. He was bored during COVID. We needed something to do. We were doing real estate at that time, and real estate just like died. Like no one was doing anything.
Overnight.
Everybody was afraid of moving. Anyone that we had in like our pipeline or even things that we had lined up for closings, everybody was like, we're pushing the pause button because we don't know what's going on. And so he was like, I can't sit around and do nothing. And so he literally just like went to Home Depot. He was like, I know how to do this. This is like candy from a baby. I'll go do this. And then when he got serious about it, he was like, I forgot how much I love this. I forgot how much I missed it. I was like, you've lost your mind. It sucks also. But yeah, he had a very like, this is what we're doing. And I was like, you're doing it without me.
You're on your own.
Yeah.
So we took it.
Christine loves it, but she's also requests to be fired on a regular basis. She's like, I can't wait until you
Yeah.
fire.
That's funny because he tells me on a regular basis he's going to fire me. And I'm like, go ahead, buddy.
I'm like waiting. I've had so much fun setting up the systems. Everything is really systemized now. The guys are good. Everyone's good. And I'm like, I am ready to get laid off. I'm fine with it.
Yeah.
Now
You want to hear a fun fact?
Uh-huh.
So, did you know that systemize and systematize are both real words?
That second word doesn't sound real.
Look it up. Look it up. I've heard people say systematize so many times. I was like, that can't be right.
Did you Google it?
I'm telling
Or
you,
did you
y'all.
chat?
I'm gonna
Somebody
have
jump in the
Google it.
comments and help me out here.
Do they mean the same
It
thing?
does sound
Yes,
familiar.
they
Is that
mean
a southern thing?
What? Yes. One's northern, one's southern. That's the systematizer.
Y'all, I'm gonna systematize.
Maybe that's a word in the Carolinas and not in New Jersey.
No, it systematize. I
I'm gonna
believe
be Googling this
goes
right
back
now.
to the old English. So it's like one of those words that never went away. So I'm telling you, it exists. We're gonna come back to this.
He's
once
gonna
we
start
find it.
speaking Latin
I,
soon before we
I
know.
didn't even finish spelling the word, and it popped up as a suggestion. Is systematize a word? Let's see. It is arranged according to an organized system, making it
Trevor's right.
systematic.
He was really confident about it, so I just wanted to mess with him. But
We're gonna systematize this stuff.
We're gonna systematize.
I'm gonna start saying on the process CEO, it's simplify, systemize, simplify, and succeed.
Uh-oh.
I'm gonna change simplify to systematize.
Yeah, for sure.
So talk to us a little bit about that. That's a good segue. Let's talk about your the process CEO and what that looks like.
So that also kind of happened organically because I've been going to like the conventions, like the huge convention and like some of those others. And people were asking if they can do like, can I just take an hour of your time? Can I just take an hour of your time? And I was saying yes, and I was doing it, and I loved it because I document a lot of our systems, and I like to like I created all of them, but like I want to pass, like I don't even know what the term is, like pass it forward or something.
Pay it forward.
Pay it forward. So like if somebody is still at, I don't know, $250,000, $300,000 a year, like if I can help accelerate them to get over 500 and then from 500 to $1 million, just by giving them some of the things that I've learned over the last 8 years, I wanted to do it. So it was exciting me to talk to everybody. But I'm still involved in Clearview, and I'm still like a very present mom. Like I'm involved in a lot of things with the kids in their schools and sports and stuff. So I didn't want to keep giving up an hour. So then I created the Process CEO community on school.com, where people can join. And then I just have one group call per week. And then I have all my resources posted there, and even new things. Like the other day just on Monday, I created a form for all of our employees. Like they click a link and it's like a call out form. So like they tell me how many days of PTO they want to apply or how many hours or whatever. So I posted it to my school community too when I shared it with Clearview. So it's really cool because now I have a few members, and it's exciting because the things that I'm teaching, like how to get into commercial work. And then like one of them texted me the other day and he was like, I just got a huge commercial building, and this is his first time ever. And he's been in business for so long, but he's only been residential. So anyway, I'm really enjoying the Process CEO, even though it wasn't really a part of my plan, because I feel like I'm making an impact on other businesses. It's rewarding.
Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, I can relate to that for sure.
I think that's cool doing the work still too. It's not like the guys are retired and then they're just coaching. It's like she's like, oh, this is like the new thing that we're just doing at the company, like sharing it within there. And to me, she's doing it for $99 a month. Like I'm like coming from like being a Conquer coach where people are paying $1,000 a month. Like $99 to me is a steal for like all the resources and stuff, and then the guest speakers that you have going on there, like talk about specialty topics. I'm like, it's worth its weight in gold.
Yeah, that's awesome.
We definitely have a lot to talk about. I'm not gonna announce anything here, but we have a lot to talk about.
I'm excited.
That's very interesting. Very interesting. So on top of being a mom of 3, having to deal with me every day, running Clean Image Pressure Washing, she's our coordinator, she's our dispatcher, she does the accounts receivable, payable, she does just about everything that I don't want to do. It's true.
That's what us wives do.
Yeah.
On top of all that, she's at real estate school in the office. It's what do they call it? At your pace.
Yeah, I'm doing like.
And she's becoming the broker in charge, so that she can be the broker in charge of our real estate company, which is a whole nother beast that she's
tackled in the last.
She's out here crushing life.
Yeah, the last 2 weeks. Yeah, so I already obviously have my real estate license, and sell real estate. But yes, I recently decided, kind of got a little bit pushed into going ahead and getting my broker's license. But it's self-paced. It's been very fun. The first part of it was so fast and so easy. I was like, oh my gosh, all of this is super common sense. Like, I don't even need to this is so easy. And the second part is teaching me about like law and litigation. And it's like, disclaimer, don't ever give any of your clients any legal advice, but you have to know all of this information for your test. I'm like, great, that's going to be so fun. So started doing that.
That's great.
But it's been fun-ish. Yeah.
So I say all that to say that we are really looking forward to the day where we get to fire Ashby.
I am looking forward to that.
From Clean Image.
That would be great.
That is like our number one goal.
When you get fired and when I get fired, we'll like have another podcast together where we can celebrate.
That would be amazing. I would love that.
Or you guys could go to
Cabo. Put a date on the calendar to make it happen too. So like we know the date and we can plan accordingly.
Yeah. What'd you say, Fred?
We're trying to like actually put a date on the calendar so like we can plan accordingly and we can find who's doing what roles and divvy it up and kind of ease her out of it. So we haven't gotten there yet, but we're working on it.
That's amazing. So, okay, you are fired from Clearview Pressure Washing, right? You're fired and you're no longer working there. You've stepped down, however we want to say it. What does your day look like now? What are you?
Oh
what
my
kind
God,
of things?
it looks amazing. God, we could fantasize about this all night.
Do you have Lifetime gyms down in South Carolina? Because I know she's.
We just joined Lifetime. If anyone is a member of Lifetime Fitness, it's like a country club of gyms of fitness. But anyway, I do all my kid stuff in the morning. I take them to school, or I take them, now they're in summer camp. And then right now, for this whole year, actually, I allocate the first hour after I drop the kids off to working out because I'm like, I'm going to give myself me time and not just jump into the office. Because when you're married to the business, like the passion goes so far. Like I wouldn't even step out of my office to eat something because it's like I got to get through everything I got to get through. So anyway, that 1 hour at the gym would be extended if I were fired. And I would do like my workout, and then I would go in the sauna and the cold plunge in the steam room. There's like a spa there. I would get a massage.
Ooh, that sounds
I would
fancy.
go, there's a pool there. I would sit by the pool and read a book.
What is Fred doing during all of this?
He's still working at Clearview. I'm the only one getting fired, not him. Yeah.
He's like, I don't care what he's doing.
He's still young to retire. He's still putting on the uniform and going in.
The goal is to retire by 50, or at least be doing something that we're like extremely passionate about. That like that's what we're choosing to do. Like I'm not going to sit on the couch. It'll be another entrepreneurial venture.
We'll never stop. Like we will never stop working. Like we are passionate about succeeding and creating a life for our kids and our families that we never had, and so we're never going to stop. But there is like we would like to eventually transition out, and we've even talked about like going into real estate investing and stuff like that. We might have to have a call with you guys about that. But anyway,
we want to be snowbirds. Like we want
to
spend January and February in Florida.
Yeah. I want to like do fun.
I go all the way to Florida. Come to Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
Not Myrtle.
No, not Myrtle. You sell real estate in Myrtle.
I can still say no. Polly's would be.
Come to
better
Polly's
than Myrtle
Island.
Day.
There you go.
So that's what I would do. And then I would still, the process CEO is really cool because I do enjoy, like if I put together a document or something and then do a 1 hour call, like I feel like that is something that's scalable. Like from the other perspective, like it's also scalable where I can still do something that I'm passionate about and helping people for only a couple hours a week. You know what I mean? So that will probably always continue too.
So is the goal, and maybe I can't speak about it, but is the goal to sell and move on, or expand?
Yeah, we have a particular number in mind for revenue and net profit. We want both to get the multiple we want, and potentially at some point sell it to private equity. But that is the.
I know what it is.
Yeah,
I know what it is.
you're
trying to get your multiple. Yeah, you need that $2 to $3 million EBITDA. So you can get that. What do you think for pressure washing at 2 to 3 million EBITDA, 5x max?
Yeah, we've been talking to people in other industries, HVAC that exited and other stuff. Like obviously there's this higher, I get that, but yeah, I think that's realistic what you said.
Yeah. Anything under $1 million in gross revenue is like you're not even on their radar yet.
No.
So yeah.
We have similar goals. 5 mil with a 20% net profit. I think you'll get that.
And recurring revenue.
Yeah, with recurring revenue.
Yeah.
That's a whole nother conversation, and we are knee deep in that at Clean Image right now.
Recurring revenue,
I mean, maybe neck deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, neck deep.
Yeah.
It's like every conversation.
I want to hear it. What do you got going on? Because that's part of like what we got going on too. And I'm like, I desperately, we have gutter cleaning maintenance plans, and I want to get into the whole home maintenance, and bill monthly and have like a system for how many, the frequency of whatever cleanings and memberships.
Yeah. There's a lot in the works.
Yeah, you can't see it, but
I don't know why it's not zooming in.
it's not a
Maybe that's a good thing.
Oh, there it is. Oh, your maintenance team was here.
Okay.
Yeah, we got that, and then the backside is just a little bit of marketing, but we're building this out. We're trying to essentially convince people to join our wash club, which is the same thing as a maintenance plan. And we want to come out to your home or property 4 times a year, and you pick the services you want. And basically, we're giving you huge discounts for the multiple services. We don't need the big rigs with the pressure washers on it. You just need a small soft wash setup to maintain it at that point. So you can afford to cut the price in half essentially and spend a lot less time on site. So you build out this every 3-month recurring visit, and then you divide it by 12 and charge their credit card monthly. And so really the whole spiel would be, never have a dirty house.
Yep.
Never worry about your gutters. Not call us once a year. We'll come out when things get bad. No, you deserve a clean home at all times.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right. So we'll come out, and maybe the whole house doesn't need to be washed, but we're going to spot clean it. And that's why the discounts are significant for the overall visit. Right. So that's kind of what we're working on right now. We're tweaking it. We feel pretty good about the system we've built out. And now it's just a matter of getting our sales guy and our CSR to start getting those sales done.
That's great.
Yeah, I love that.
You.
Oh, me.
My coordinator, CSR / dispatch / accounts receivable /
Wifey.
/ snuggler.
Mom. all the titles. Yeah.
So I literally I could talk about the maintenance thing for the rest of the time. I don't want to dive into my side too much because I haven't fine-tuned it, and I'm weird about that. Probably Christine can understand that. But tell us what you guys have going on?
Well, that's how we compliment each other too. Like I push her to put stuff out. I'm like, don't let perfection get in the way of progress. I'm like, put it out. It's ready. I'm like, and like sometimes obviously it is a little bit more time, but like more often than not, she's like, are you sure? I'm like, yeah. And that's like the whole complimenting each other. It's
like I want it to be perfect before we like release something. And he's like, we did this with Responsibid because like I was like playing with the prices and it took so long to set up, but I loved it so much, but I was like, oh, it's not ready yet. And he was like, oh, we're using it. We're using it on Monday. And I was like, oh my God. And then it was good because we ended up using it and tweaking it along the way. So it's a really good balance. And I know that doesn't happen with it doesn't happen with all couples who work together, but like for couples who do work together successfully, it like you can preach on like how it is so doable with these like roles and trust and respect,
and rules too. She's implemented some rules. No business in bed, and, and it goes both ways. Like I remember, like she's like, oh, is there enough money in the account for payroll tomorrow? And it's like 11 p.m. I'm about to like shut my eyes. I'm like, I don't need that in my head right now. I'm about to go to sleep. And then like I'd have a question about something today, and she's like, no. She's like, this could wait till tomorrow. We're not having this conversation about this right now. I'm like, all right, fair enough.
I'm guilty of doing that sometimes right before we go to sleep. I'll be like, hey, tomorrow we need to, and he's like, whoa. Nope. I don't want to think about this. And I'm like, okay, I'll just remind you or talk about it in the morning. But I do it all the time because I can say it and then I can talk about something and have my brain turning and then I can be out in 2 seconds. He's going to be up for the rest of it.
She can also drink a cup of coffee and lay down and go straight to sleep.
You guys are like twins.
Yeah, I can totally.
I would be up all night.
Oh, yeah. You can't drink caffeine.
It's a wreck.
Too.
Same. If I drink
I really can't.
soda,
It must be a process person thing that they.
If you are a systems person, you can't drink caffeine afternoon.
Like even like just a can of Diet Coke, he can't have it.
Christine, do you have ADHD?
I think I do. It's
never diagnosed though?
No, I've never been diagnosed. But as I get older, I'm like, I'm either really busy or I have ADHD. But the more I read about it, I've told him about it. I think I do.
Yeah.
That's why we're so good
I for sure do. It takes like I'll give you an example. Like we were neck deep in discussing this new maintenance plan, the Wash Club membership and all that stuff.
Oh yeah, we're sitting here.
And we were vibing, right? I even had our sales guy in the room and we were vibing.
Oh, we've got chat listening to us also.
Like chat GPT's in the background, like fine tuning this thing for us. Like we're really getting somewhere. And like for the first time in literally 2 years, this is how long I've been working on this maintenance thing. Then I get a phone call from one of the techs in the field, and I was like, oh. It's like that's gonna derail this. That's gonna derail this entire thing. And I didn't answer it. And then he sent me a text, and because I read it, the whole conversation was over. I'm not getting back.
Yeah.
Yep. And then it was completely done because it was like. Then that happened, and then our sales guy had to go do something, and then a tech came into the office.
Then this started happening,
and then his list of things started happening. But yeah, then it was like he had to go do something, and I had to go pick up kids, and it was like, all right, this is done.
This ended.
This is done. It's
One
all gone.
text.
Yep,
It
all
was
gone.
nice while it lasted, huh?
Yeah.
I get it. But
So
then
tell us.
if you focus on something and then you get it done, you can like really celebrate it. Like if I like focus on something, like the thing I worked on the other day with the employee call out form, which is so cool because it's like a Google form they could fill out on their phone. And when I did that, and I said to Tim, I'm like, I got it done. Like
Yeah.
I did it in one day.
Because we were talking about it. She was like taking their PTO and like trying to be nice and like divvying it up and make sure they didn't waste it, but making sure they had enough hours. And like, I'm like, they don't appreciate that. I'm like, we need a system that like they tell you when they want to use it. And like, I don't know if they're even seeing it. Like, I have to really analyzing their pay stubs and seeing it. And then like later on, they're like, where's my PTO? Like, so it's like, I think you should like literally make a nice form. And then she was like, Freddie, she's like, I'm making this happen. And then later that day, she's like, it's done. It's awesome. I'm like, awesome.
Yeah, that sounds like me for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get a concept or an idea, and I'm like, oh, that could be a really good system. Let's figure this out. And then like 4 hours later, after I just was staring at the computer for 4 hours.
I feel like she's actually trained me with that. Like I look at things even now, and even though I'm not the systems guy, I'm like, all right, this is broken. We need a system. Christine, we need a system here. Like I don't know how to do it, but I just know I can identify the problem. I can help with the solution. I just need help with the implementation of the actual system.
I honestly, I love problems. I don't respond well to them immediately, right? I'm working on that. But if I actually broke it down and talked myself off the cliff, I would say, you know what? I'm glad this happened because now I can fix it. And I don't just fix it today. I fix it, create a system, and it better not happen again. You know what I mean? Like we can solve this.
I would say though, you're not bad at responding to problems in front of other people. It just me and in the office. And I don't mean towards me necessarily. I just mean like I know he's not responding well. He's not handling it well. He's maybe overreacting.
And then she touches me and fixes
And then
it.
I just am like, it's okay.
She fixes it.
Like
a dog. She scratches behind my ear.
Our team doesn't necessarily know that he's responding badly, but I have to talk him down sometimes or a lot.
Yeah.
And be like,
I
is it
get
really
that.
that big of a deal?
Like I'll call him and like scream at him about something someone else did.
Yeah, it's like someone else like did something. I'm like, I know it at this point after being married 9 years and being together for 11. I'm like, all right, this isn't even happening. Like, it's all right. Just eat this. Just eat this.
Yeah, no.
It's like
This happens all the time. In fact, actually, just earlier this week, he got so angry because the printer wasn't working.
Is this working?
Yeah, the printer was just printing and printing and printing, and he got so mad about it and came in the office and was fussing at me. And I was like, bruh, this is about the printer. This isn't about me.
That didn't happen. That didn't happen,
this
Fred.
isn't even about me.
I believe you, Trevor.
Thank you, Fred.
That printer said,
Look at
As an
her.
entrepreneur, though, you are a professional problem solver. Like you literally like that. I think that could almost be our titles. Like if nothing else we do in the company, it's like you just have to know how to handle every situation that arises. And there's always a new one. Like I feel like there's always something. I'm like, man, 21 years, never seen this one before. Like somehow we stained blue carpet on the inside, and the windows were closed, locked. There's no signs of water intrusion, and it didn't come from like a bucket or people's booties. So like I'm like, I don't know how this got here, but now I'm replacing carpet in a whole room, and I'm like, I don't know how I got here. Yeah.
There's always something.
But as a problem solver, I was sending my buddy that owns a carpet company. I'm like, so is there like a dye or a marker maybe I could use here? Do you think you could trim off the edge, maybe stretch this? I was like throwing all these ideas at him. He's like, no, Fred, you need to replace the carpet. I'm like, all right, I figured I would ask. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know the trick though that I've discovered that I haven't mastered, so I really shouldn't even have the right to speak to it. But when these problems happen, the winners, the people that really win big in life are the ones that are able to respond to those problems quicker and more efficiently. Like my entire existence, it's always been like, I'm going to dwell on this, beat myself up, be a total piece of crap to myself and the people around me for the next 3 days. Then I'm going to fix it. Right. Like if you could just figure out a way to adapt in real time, I think that's where true growth comes from.
That, and I always tell everyone too, I've noticed over recent years that all the winners or the people I always think are winners, they all consistently execute. Like they don't abandon stuff. They don't just do something for a little bit and then stop. Like if they say they're going to do something, they legitimately just keep doing it. And like we're doing all the social stuff. I'm doing it for Clearview. She's doing it for Process CEO. Like we need to be each other's cheerleaders too. Because man, like when you get like no views or nothing happens, it's like, do I really have to keep paying this amount of money per month and taking this amount of time out of our schedule to keep doing this? And like, all right, like there's a reason why we're doing this. This is the prize at the end of the road. Just keep going.
Plan.
Just keep going.
Let me give you some encouragement. Both of y'all are killing it on social. Do not
we needed
stop.
to hear that, so I really appreciate
that.
it. Like,
it's very difficult.
You're one of the 5 likes we're getting, so it's really hard.
I got you, bro. I got you.
Trevor has talked several times about your videos, so
I even tried to poach your guy, but it didn't work out. I don't. He just abandoned me.
Yeah, Trevor hit me up. He was
Like,
like, "Fred, this is kind of like stealing someone's handyman." He's like, I get it if you don't want to give me his number, but if you want to give me his number, I'd love it. And I'm like, all right, for you, brother, I'm like, let's do it.
He totally ghosted me, man. I don't know what happened.
He thanked me for the referral and everything, too.
Yeah, I don't know. It must be too much. I don't know.
He is.
So now I'm trying to poach Michael Gregory and Dan Plata's guy.
Is that why you kind of asked me before?
Yeah. So talk to us a little bit about kind of the struggles, because I feel like, this is the thing we hear from business owners, specifically on social media. We only hear the good stuff. We only hear how amazing it is to own a business. It's not that amazing, right? There are bad days, and there are bad days because you're doing it with your spouse. Like, tell us, without getting too personal, talk about some of the struggles of being in business together.
This is actually really interesting, and it might sound like a fake response, but it's actually not. It's very honest. Is even if we are going through something personal in our marriage, when it comes to business, we are so good at keeping business separate from our marriage because of early on when us like making those boundaries, that we will still jump on a call and be great colleagues. And I think that that's something really difficult. So I'm really proud of us in achieving that. Like we can be going at it from the personal perspective. And then literally Monday morning, we'll go on a sales call. We'll have our field ops call. Me and him are great. We will talk, we text, we talk like 20 times a day. I work from home. He works from the shop. That probably helps. And so I take pride in us being able to get to that point, because I came again from a family of entrepreneurs. My parents weren't like that. It was very challenging working together or dealing with financial struggles and seeing them like go at it. And I think that it's easier to like go at it and take your frustrations on the business out personally. But if you're able to like fully separate it, it's hard to get there, but then it feels so good. And I feel like we maintained that, right?
Yeah.
We haven't had any business conflict lately.
No, and it's not like, you're right. It's not all sunshine and rainbows. That's for sure. And there was a lot of stuff just earlier on, I'd say, with like when Christine, when I gave her the title of CEO, and then with just everything with the family, it was like, it was like, I felt like the middle guy, and like, that was not a fun place to be at that time. So like, we kind of like worked everything out there.
And like everyone like finding their places where it's like, if it's a family business, even if it's spouses or other family, like you can't be offended for having to stay in your lane. You know what I mean? Like you can't be offended when you talk about money. You just can't take anything. Like it's not personal. It's like, if you want this business to succeed, we all have to be in agreement on like what we're all going to do to contribute to it and stick to the plan. You know what I mean? And nothing's personal. And it's like, once we like got over that hump, it's great.
I think there's a mutual respect now. And at first there was like some doubts about like, well, are they doing what they're supposed to? Or is she doing what she's supposed to? Why are they doing this? Why is she doing this? Well, no one consented to me on this. No one asked me about this. And it's like, whoa. And like, once we worked out all that, that helped a lot. And then we also rotate our investment years. So like 1 year will be heavily investment. Then the next year we kind of like want to reap the benefits of all that hard work and investment the year before. the next year. So
They
like
call it protect the net.
sometimes those like odd years, like there's not as much net profit at the end. That's stressful as hell. Like when you're busting your butt, you got the revenue numbers over whatever the amount is, which is a lot, and it's like that's stressful at times. Or even like, okay, I got to dip into like the credit line, and it's like really, and it's like and trying to figure all that out. So like, listen, for anyone that's watching, anyone that's listening, like you're gonna go through that stuff, but that's where the winners, like that's where they persevere and they come out on the other end. And we all go through stuff, and it's not easy. But if you keep, goes back to the consistency. If you continue to execute and you start to bring in people that are better than you at stuff that you're doing, you're naturally growing. And like that's what we're most proud about. Is probably our team. Like we don't have those like terrible call outs or the no shows anymore. Like if I have to put my like approval on anything that I'm most proud about in the company, it's honestly the team that we've built. That's what I'm most proud about. And like they're all loyal, awesome, hardworking, and like I think we have the recipe that if we need to add more of them on, we can do that now. And like I think that's a trait that I think we'll have for the rest of our lives, and we can help other people with that too. So I know what it feels like to like have people, and you don't know if they're going to show up. You don't know after payday if they're going to come back after that or show up on that Monday. Like that's a terrible feeling. Like we've been there, and
it took a long time to get to. It took a long time to like get to where we are now with like being confident in, like, you know, when you hire out of desperation because you have to get guys in the field, especially in the spring, and it's like you're like, all right, let them just start on Monday. You know what I mean? But we've gotten so confident in the guys that we have that we don't even want to let them down with a crappy person. So like we've been confident in like doing interviews and turning people down because we know they're not the right long-term fit for us. And it's just, it's great. They're like brothers. I mean, a lot of the guys are like brothers to me. So I love them so much.
And I think even checking your ego at the door too. Like at a certain point, like we have someone doing the books for now that made her life easier, but like obviously that was something for her. We hired a new marketing company. That was my role in the company. Like I put that ego aside. Like it's like no more of that crap. Like we have a goal and let's work together as a team for that.
Yeah. Yeah, I love that. So we definitely, you know, we didn't always work well together, but we're best friends, you know. It's like, and I love what you said about keeping it separate, because it does seem like we could have a nasty blowout fight at home, and then tomorrow morning we're like, all right, see you at the office. You know, it's like we're as long as we're rowing in the same direction, as long as we can have the same vision and understanding of what the goal is.
We work really well together.
We'll work it out.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, we don't have really, I feel like, too many massive blowouts. Most of our stuff is stupid stuff.
Oh yeah.
Like stupid, like stuff. And a lot of times, honestly, a lot of the times when I start picking is when I have not had, which I'm an extrovert. So it's really weird. It's like I've gotten older. I need me time. And it's just like that we're always doing and always going, but we're together all the time.
Yeah.
I love him so much, and he is my very best friend, and I enjoy being around him, but sometimes I don't want to see his face. So like like I love you to pieces, but like we're together so much that I'm like, you know what, I need to be like without the kids asking for things, without you know, doing work stuff, or without talking to him. I need to have like me time. And so if I don't get that now, I get real like I can get a little bit aggravated and can be short fused.
The one thing that is definitely difficult, and we have not figured this out. It's hard to have a normal conversation about anything other than business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if we're not talking about business or what we're working towards or what the
Like
goal is or the vision or how to fix a problem, then we're talking about vacation.
Yeah.
Right. There's either one or the other. It's never like,
But you know, it's funny. For a while, I used to like years ago, I used to be like get frustrated about always talking about business stuff. But now I enjoy it. I mean, we even had an employee the other day that was like, "Is this all like y'all? This is all you talk about? Like when you're home, this is what you talk about. When you're on date night, this is what you talk about." I'm like, "Yeah, this is what we talk about. This is our life."
Yep.
I mean, we're working towards this goal together, and we're doing it together. So, and we're dreaming together, you know, a lot of this growing this business is a dream. It's a more of a passion for him, but it is a dream of what it could be and what we can do together. And so we enjoy talking about it, where I see a lot of people are like, y'all don't talk about anything else. I'm like, no, we don't.
I don't see anything wrong with that either. Like when both people enjoy talking about that topic, it's like, well, that's like, okay,
it's something you actually love. Like it's like
right. And it's something that you've worked so hard to nurture too. So it's like you want to continue that.
We want to get fired, right? Like we don't love it.
Oh yeah.
Want to be, but like we love what we have envisioned and dreamt of and vision boarded, and like you create these like goals, and you're like, you like have these blinders on of like, I am going to do everything with you to achieve what we talked about, because otherwise what's the point? You know what I mean? Like it's like we're on this journey together. We're going to achieve it. So we can totally relate to that being all we talk about. But there's also this other thing that we noticed, especially like since entering our 40s, is the lack of relatability between entrepreneurs and people who are not entrepreneurs. So to have a partner that like feels the same way as you, where you're just like, you know what I mean? Like people who are not self-employed in their 40s don't understand the lives of a couple who are self-employed.
Not even remotely. Like I have childhood friends that like when I see them at birthday parties, I'm like, man, like we're like just such like, I love you like a brother. I miss hanging out with you. I like all that, but like our lives are so different. You cannot relate to anything that's going on in mine now. And like honestly, I can't relate to what's going on in yours either.
Yeah.
So we go to like a party with, you know, our kids are in the same class or something, and the dads are standing around talking about like you know, their newest all electric weed eater, or you know, and or their new barbecue. And I'm like, dude, I gotta get out of here, right? I can't have these conversations with these people. I'm trying to solve real freaking problems here, and you're talking like, go back to your 9 to 5 and leave me alone.
And I love that. That's amazing. I love that there are people out there that enjoy doing those things, and then they get to check out and they have their weekend.
Yeah, good for them.
To enjoy mowing their grass and talking about barbecues. But it is honestly like it's exhausting. It's exhausting.
Yeah, it is different.
It's different. Like understanding that like Thursdays are like payroll days, and like, you know what I mean? And like for them, it's like, oh, I can't wait, tomorrow's Friday, and we're just like, I gotta make sure the account's full. Like it's just different.
You're just so vested too. Like I wake up at 5 a.m. I don't want to wake up at 5 a.m. I do it to get to the office earlier so I can come home. I get the full day in and then still come home at like 4 to hang out with the family and stuff. But like, that's not relatable to the guy that's like working the 9 to 5. Like that's not even close.
No, it's not.
So this is what I wrote down because I wanted to talk about it earlier. What Christine was saying, you know, a business is like your children, right? You nurture your children, you raise your children, you build your business, but eventually you want your child to move out, right? You want your child to move out, take care of itself, scale on its own, right? And flourish. And you might have to step back in every once in a while and, you know, help out here and make some adjustments there and maybe fund a little bit of money here, right? That's the business. You don't want to be stuck in it forever. So
that's a good one.
That's kind of my metaphor there.
I love it.
It's like over the years, like you wear all the hats and then you're giving them out, and it's like I just want to keep the hats that I want to keep now at this point. It's like those are the roles I want to keep, and like all the ones that suck or like that's not my specialty or whatever the case may be, like I want to give those out.
We put on our vision board, I think 2 or 3 years ago, that we wanted to take 4 vacations in 1 year. Like to me, I was like, that would feel amazing. I didn't even vacation when I was a kid. So like, I was like, if we like, when we've been like working our way up and we go on these great family trips, but I was like, wouldn't it be cool to like be able to like step out and enjoy the family and enjoy what we've done 4 times a year? And we did that over the last 12 months. We went away 4 times, and I was like, oh my God, that's like so nice to get to a point where we've systemized the business enough where 4 times throughout the year, we were able to leave. And the guys that we put in place were able to run the business. They call, you know what I mean? You get a few calls. You have to take them. I still check my emails, but we weren't working. Like we
No.
weren't working.
I always
on the
pack my
computer.
laptop like I'm in such like a groove leading up to the trip. Like I
Yeah.
gotta get all this stuff
We
done.
never used
Pack
it.
it. I didn't pull that sucker out once. Like I checked my phone, email, and stuff like that, and I didn't even do my daily call that I usually have with the VA. So like I was like, nah, I'm out.
It's just nice to like, I guess like with everything we've talked about with like working with your spouse and vision boarding and goals and business, and you eat, sleep, and breathe this, but like to get to a point where you feel like you are able to start to take a few steps back, it's like, oh my God, this is great. Now I just want it to continue so I can get fired.
Exactly. But when you're fired, you have that option, right? You're still in charge. You still do what you
I'll
want.
always be in charge. No.
And she's gonna have that itch that because I know her personality, because I know the way I am. She's like that. Like it's not like she's just gonna sit home eating ding dongs all day. Like it's
No.
like, or you can't live at the gym. So like at a certain point, it's like, okay, like you'll have more time to do some of the kids' activities and do more of your me time. But like,
I'll
there's
always
still
be
gonna
involved.
Be like,
I guess it would be more of like I maybe like not having anyone report to me. You know what I mean? And
Right.
then that way, like, because I
Yeah.
always want to be involved. Like I care about it. I came in only 8 years ago, but I care about it just as much as he does.
But even if like the Clearview sold, like you'd still yearn to like do something else.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
You two are like newlyweds. You know that, right?
Well,
Really?
Well, compare it. We didn't meet at 13, so
Yeah.
like yeah, you guys have a lot more.
But we're only. I'm 33. She's 32. So
Okay.
Okay.
Math is not mathing at all. That is not accurate.
no,
No.
pushing 40. Pushing 40.
You're 39. When you say pushing 40, you're pushing yourself a year ahead. You're 39. You say I'm 39. Not I'm pushing 40 or I'm almost 40. You're 39.
I
Thanks,
crossed
man.
over that 40 threshold, so I feel you.
Yeah, 40s are crazy. It's different.
Okay, so what does this is a question for both of you, and we're gonna close out here because we're at an hour and 1 minute. What does
No, an hour and 6 minutes.
see? That's how you know we've been married a long time.
Oh, it does. But I was looking at the clock. I was wrong.
She's cute though.
I was definitely wrong.
So, what does today's Fred tell the Fred from 10 years ago, whenever 2004, when you started Clearview? What advice do you give him?
Well, that's a good one.
I think just stay consistently execute. If you just keep doing that and learning and executing and
Mhm.
maturing and basically figuring things out.
still working on
that at the end of the day, I think you'll get to where you want to get, and it's not as quick as you want it to happen. Like we always joke when we do like our like presentation at like the Huge or anywhere else. It's like, all right, here's our growth chart over the past 20 years, 21 years. The first 10 years looks like prairie land. Like, is there any growth in there? Like, but like I was like, you started 16, I started at 19. Like those first like 10 years, essentially, I was learning how to hire people. I was learning the equipment. I was learning how to get customers. I was learning all that stuff. So that's basically what I would tell 19-year-old Fred.
Okay, Christine, your turn.
What would I tell like 19-year-old Christine?
Well, when you started in the business.
When I started with him, I would probably tell myself, what would I say?
Don't take my family personal.
I would say like, no, I would probably say, I can't say that. I was
Sure you
going to
can.
say, well,
Sure you
it was
can.
going to be like, it's such there are like two sides, because one of them is like, don't get involved, like stick to the plan of being a housewife, because he gave me the okay to quit my job. You know what I mean? But that's not even real, because even though the journey has been stressful, it's like, it's been worth it. So I would say like, even through the stressful times, like keep those blinders on and like stick to the plan. And like, we're doing that. But during those transition periods of me working my way in, it was really stressful, because you're kind of like trying to find your place both in marriage and in business. And that like, and like being pregnant twice, and you know what I mean? And in babies. So it's like, when you're doing all of that at the same time, it's so stressful. But I would like be like, you're gonna come out of it,
Yeah.
Christine. Just like
And
stick to it.
You were bringing change, and no one ever likes change either. So
Yeah.
like, you were like the face of change. It was
Yeah, I was like, everyone, we're
Exactly.
using Jabber, not paper. We're using Responsibit, not guessing. Like we're using this, not that. And no one liked it, but I would tell myself like, do it and don't stress about it so much. Like life goes on and everything goes on, and then you get over the hump and everything's fine. You know.
Yep. I'm gonna, at the risk of my own sanity, ask my wife to answer this question as well.
What would I tell myself when we started this?
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Marry a doctor.
I think that the biggest thing of something which I was not good at is trust the process and be more supportive, because there were a lot of times that I was like, no, I don't want to do this. This is stupid. And I wasn't as supportive as I probably should have been. So I would have told myself that. Yeah.
That is not what I expected. I didn't know we were going to therapy today.
Which is what my knee-jerk reaction was. But then I thought about it and said kinder words, which is the way I feel. But I do sometimes think, don't do it.
Why did you get
You're an idiot.
Oh, I know. Don't even give advice. I'd be like, why did I even get involved?
I should have not been good at things. If I was not good at things, then I wouldn't have gotten dragged in. You're so stupid. Why did you do that?
You don't have to
You
fix
let him
that.
get a good memory.
Just leave it alone.
Just let it be. Just let him think for himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, except nothing would have happened. So that would have been a nightmare.
What about you?
I was hoping nobody would see that.
So,
You go back to
beginning.
not the beginning. I mean, I was 16 years old. That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I was getting beer money, right?
Well, actually, fun fact, his first commercial project that he landed, he bought my engagement ring with that money.
Oh,
Aw, see?
Fun fact.
18. No, 17.
Wow.
17 years old.
He walked around with it in his pocket for like a year.
Yep.
Wow.
All right, what would you tell yourself?
Wow.
If I could go back and tell myself something, I think I would tell myself to slow down.
Mm.
Slow down, double down on yourself. You don't know everything. You've got a lot to learn. Listen more, talk less.
Check your pride.
Yeah.
Probably.
Ego.
Ego.
Pride,
yeah.
ego is probably a better word.
Yeah.
I was a punk, I was a punk and you couldn't tell me anything. And I was going to take over the world and I was supposed to be a millionaire by 25, and when you set those kind of expectations for yourself and you almost have blinders and nobody can tell you anything, when you don't hit it, that depression that follows is hard.
I was going to say, maybe don't. I feel like we're always setting, unattainable goals for where we actually were in reality.
Expectations is harder than goals, right?
Yeah.
Goals are good. Goals are something you can strive for. Expectations,
Yeah.
that's a whole different thing. Like if you expect something from yourself and it's because you have a chip on your shoulder, which I definitely did and still do, like when you don't hit those expectations, that's a bad place to live. So I would tell myself to work hard, keep your head down, learn as often as possible, and expect nothing.
That's good.
It's good.
That's
Good.
It's good. Yeah.
I think we lost y'all. Oh,
No,
you're
they're
back.
There you are.
They're Yeah.
This was a lot of fun, guys. I feel like we could keep. We didn't even dive into any like real stuff. We just had fun.
This was great. It was like couples therapy.
We'll make sure we give you plenty of time with the live cutting out before you start yelling at each other. We'll give you. This was a lot of fun, guys. Tell us a little bit more about the Process CEO. I want our listeners to have a chance to connect with you, and I don't think I gave you a fair chance to show off your prowess. I'm seriously impressed by both of you. Christine, what you're doing on social media and you're
It's awesome.
you don't just have good videos. Your content is real. It's authentic. It's quality. It's informative, educational. You're absolutely crushing it. I think anybody listening would benefit from being a part of your process. So give us a little bit more. How do we find you? How does it work?
Thank you. I really appreciate you saying all of that. So that's really nice. You can find me on all social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook at The Process CEO. And I would love to, for you guys to check out my school community too. It's called The Process CEO, and it's at skool.com, SKOOL.com. And
you have a 1 week free trial too.
Yeah, it's a 1 week. There's a 1 week free trial, but it's such a great group of guys, and I really do love the process stuff. I'm very passionate about it, and we could go another hour if we did dive into processes. So anyway, I want everybody to be a part of my community because I'm really excited about it.
Awesome. The
Yeah.
Process CEO. It's on Skool, which is SKOOL,
Yep.
which is a streaming and community platform. Check it out, guys. We had a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Thanks
Okay.
for having us.
Thank you guys very much for having us. We'll have to do it again sometime.
We would love to.
This is where I do my outro video, so I'm just gonna